Based on these properties and definitions, I will explain certain problems. If A is the matrix 2, minus 1, 0, 3, x, 5, minus 5, 2, minus 1 is singular matrix, then the value of x is dash. The given 3 by 3 square matrix is singular matrix, then value of x, you have to find the value of x. Once it is singular, A is singular, that implies and implied that A is 0. The determinant of that matrix is 0. Once it is singular, then its determinant is always 0. So that is the determinant of matrix. The determinant to be mentioned in parallel lines, whereas matrix is mentioned in square brackets. Matrix is an arrangement, whereas the determinant is a unique value in association with that matrix. That is the difference between determinant and matrix. You can observe that difference. This is determinant. Determinant of that matrix is 0. So, you can evaluate the determinant about any row or any column, taking 2 into the first row. I am evaluating the determinant about the first row, 2 into. Once you remove this row and column, the remaining determinant x, 5, 2 minus 2 by 2 determinant. This one. Coming to this element, you have to take minus, plus, minus, plus, like that. Minus, so minus 1 into. Remaining the first row and second column, the remaining submatrix determinant, 2 by 2 determinant, 3, 5, minus 5, minus, plus 0 into. Alternatively, take plus, minus, plus, like that. Based on the taken row, you have to take the sign convention. So, plus 0 into. Eliminating first row and third column, the remaining 2 by 2 determinant, 3 x minus 5, that must be, the value must be 0. One way we are by eliminating certain row and column, we are reducing 3 by 3 to 2 by 2 matrix. By evaluation of 2 by 2 matrix, you can get the required determinant. That is the procedure. Usually, you evaluate, we are following in evaluation of the determinant. So, that is 2 into. Determinant of 2 by 2 matrix is given by AD minus BC. That gives us minus x minus 10 plus 1 into minus 3 plus 20, multiplying in this direction you have to consider plus, and once you multiply in this direction you have to consider minus. So, minus of minus 25 gives us plus 25. So, clearly this is 0 into the determinant, that gives us 0, equal to 0. So, it gives us minus 2x minus 20 plus 22 equal to 0. That gives us minus 2x plus 2 equal to 0. X takes the value 1. Minus 2x equal to minus 2. X takes the value 1 clearly. So, once the matrix is singular, then its determinant is always 0. So, making the determinant of that matrix 0, you can find the required value of x here. Once it is non-singular, x not equal to 1, clearly. You can evaluate the determinant by any row or any column. Next, find the determinant 41, 1, 5, 79, 7, 9, 29, 5, 3, without expanding the determinant. Expanding the determinant, you have to find the value of the determinant without expanding, as if in the previous case, without such an expansion of the determinant, you have to find the determinant value. For that, you have to go through the elementary transformations, either row transformation or column transformation or both. Elementary transformation means you can interchange two rows. You can interchange two rows. Ith row may be changed to jth row and jth row may be changed to ith row. You can interchange two rows or two columns. And you can multiply the elements of a row, ith row, with a constant, and you can add to some other row elements, corresponding elements. Once you multiply the elements of a row in the determinant, with a constant, and add or subtract to the another elements of corresponding elements of another row, there is no change in the determinant value. Once you interchange two rows or two columns, the determinant changes its sign. That is worth note point already given in the properties. Once you interchange two rows or two columns, it changes the sign of the determinant. You observe that one. Once you multiply the elements of a row with a constant and add to another row elements of corresponding elements, of course, then the determinant value does not change. This is one transformation of the one change. Transformation means one change of the determinant. And you can multiply the elements of a row or column with a constant, so that the total determinant takes the value k times to that of original value. So these transformations are said to be elementary transformations. Once you use rows, they are row transformations. Once you use column, they are said to be column transformations. You can use row transformations or column transformation in evaluation of the determinant. So in evaluation of the determinant, you can use both either row or column transformations. So without expanding the determinant, by using these transformations, you can evaluate the determinant. Here the determinant, given determinant is 41, 1, 5, 79, 7, 9, 29, 5, 3. This is C1, this is C2, this is C3 here. Column 1, column 2, column 3. This is R1, R2, R3. Row 1, row 2, row 3. So this is equal to, this determinant is equal to, taking the transformation multiply C3 elements, multiply C3 elements with a constant 8 and subtract those values from the elements of C1. That means if you consider C3, 8 into C3 minus C1. I am taking this transformation. C3 becomes 8C3 minus C1. That is our transformation. That means here I am multiplying the elements of column C3 with a constant 8 and making subtraction of the element C1 from that values and writing in C3, third column. That is the, hence first two columns does not changes here, 41, 79, 29 and 175 remains same. Now the change is over C3 as 8 into 5. 8 into 5 minus C1 element 41. Similarly, 8 into 9 minus 79. Similarly, 8 into 3 minus 29. There is no change in the determinant value once you take like this. This determinant is same to that of 8 into 5 minus 41, 8 into 9 minus 79, 8 into 3 minus 29. So that is 41, 79, 29, 175, 40 minus 41, minus 1, 72 minus 79, minus 7, 24 minus 29, minus 5. By this transformation, we get the third column as minus 1, minus 7, minus 5. Here you can observe that these two columns are proportional. These two columns are proportional. These, once you multiply minus with the second column with minus, you get this column. So these two columns are proportional. C1, C2, C3 are proportional. Hence, the determinant value is 0, since C2 comma C3 elements are proportional. Either two rows or two columns are proportional. Elements of either two rows or two columns are proportional in the determinant. Then the determinant value is clearly 0. Here these two columns are proportional. Hence, the determinant is clearly 0. The value is 0. Once you directly expand the determinant and you can show that the determinant is 0. But here in this problem, he asked that the determinant should be evaluated without expanding the determinant. So hence we are using the transformations. Just by using column transformations, we can able to find the determinant value as 0. Next, this is one important problem, even for object 2 also. Find the determinant value of the determinant 1 omega square. Omega square 1. Omega square 1 omega. where omega be complex cube root of unity. Complex cube root of unity. If omega be the complex cube root of unity, then you have to find the determinant of 1 omega omega square, omega omega square 1, omega square 1 omega. Omega be complex cube root of unity. That means if x cube minus 1 equal to 0, that is x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So, x equal to 1 and omega omega square be roots of equation 1. Equation 1, where omega omega square be roots of x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. X cube, once you consider the equation x cube minus 1 equal to 0, x cube in complex number, once you consider the equation x cube minus 1 equal to 0, x cube equal to 1, x takes the value cubed root of 1. 1 power 1 by 3, that is cubed root of 1. Cubed root of 1 takes the value either 1 omega omega square, where omega omega square be the roots of this factor. 1 is the cubed root of unity. 1 is cubed root of unity, but it is real. So, real cubed root of unity 1, whereas omega omega square be the complex cube roots of unity. So, hence omega omega square be the roots of this factor. That gives us, since omega is a root of this factor x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, it satisfies that equation. So, omega square plus omega plus 1 equal to clearly 0, since omega is a root of that equation. So, 1 plus omega square is always 0, and moreover you know that omega cube is always equal to 1, because omega is also a root of this equation, hence it satisfies that equation. So, omega cube is always equal to 1. So, this is the concept we know from complex numbers. 1 omega omega square are said to be cube roots of unity. Out of 1 omega omega square, 1 is real cube root of unity. The other 2 omega omega square are said to be complex cube roots of unity. So, here omega and omega square are complex cube roots of unity. Then the required determinant value. Now consider 1 omega omega square, omega omega square 1, omega square 1 omega. This is. Now I will apply the row transformation. R1 goes to, R1 changes to R1 plus R2 plus R3. I am adding all the corresponding elements of the rows and writing that value in the first row. That is the transformation here. So, based on this transformation, this determinant changes to equivalent to 1 plus omega square. I am adding the elements of corresponding elements of the rows. Similarly, adding this omega plus omega square plus 1, adding this omega square plus 1 plus omega. The remaining 2 rows unchanged, not changed, because we are writing that sum in R1 only. So, R1 only affected, the remaining 2 rows are not affected. This determinant is as equivalent as this determinant. but 1 plus omega square. Since omega is complex cube root of unity, 1 plus omega square is clearly 0. So, this element becomes 0. This element becomes 0. That element becomes 0. Omega square 1, omega square 1, omega. Since 1 plus omega square is always 0. So, the elements of a row of the determinant are zeros, then the determinant value is clearly 0, because all the elements in the first row becomes 0, hence the determinant value is 0. That is the concept here. So, one determinant of 1 omega square, omega square 1, omega square 1 omega, where omega is complex cube root of unity, then the determinant value is always 0. Next, problem. Show that the determinant of 1 1 1 A B C, B plus C, C plus A plus B is 0. Show that the determinant 1 1 1 A B C, column wise, I am reading the elements column wise, 1 1 1 A B C, B plus C, C plus A plus B is 0. To show this, let us consider the LHS. The LHS is here the determinant of 1 A B plus C, 1 B C plus A, 1 C A plus B. Now, adding the second column to corresponding elements of third column and writing that summation in third column. That means taking C3 as C3 plus C2. I am taking that transformation C3 goes to C3 plus C2. C3 becomes C3 plus C2. Column wise, I am taking column wise transformation. So, the first two columns are unchanged here because the transformation is over C3, and we are adding the corresponding elements of C2 and C3. So, we are getting A plus B plus C here, adding these two, B plus C plus A here, adding these two, we get C plus A plus B here. So, we have common element in C3. Now, you can take that common element, you can take that value as common. Once you take the value as same value from C3 elements, taking A plus B plus C common from C3 elements, taking A plus B plus C as common from elements of C3, we get A plus B plus C into the 1 1 1 A B C, again 1 1 1, taking A plus B plus C as common in the third column. Then you get A plus B plus C into 1 1 1 A B C 1 1. In this determinant, these two columns are equal. C1 comma C3 equal. Column 1 elements and column 3 elements are equal. Hence, the determinant value is 0. Therefore, a plus b plus c into the determinant value is 0. Hence, the required determinant is 0, which is RHS. So, by using transformations, you can evaluate the given determinant and you can show that the given determinant value is 0. Next problem. Find the determinant b minus c, c minus a minus b. C minus a minus b and b minus c. A minus b, b minus c, c minus a. Find the value of the determinant b minus c, c minus a minus b, c minus a minus b, b minus c, a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. Now, to find the determinant value, observe the elements either row wise or column wise at first. Just observing the elements row wise. Here b minus c, c minus a minus b. They are in cyclic order. Once you add these three elements, this c cancel, this a cancel, b cancel, then we get 0. Similarly here, cyclic, here also cyclic. So, or this way, or 1 or 2 or 3, or this way, column wise, and you can take either column wise or row wise. The elements are in cyclic form, and once you add the elements of C1, C2, C3, you get 0 in the first column. So, apply the transformation C1 as C1 plus C2 plus C3. You have to observe in such a way, so that once you taking C1 as C1 plus C2 plus C3, you adding all the elements in column 1 and column 2, column 3, and writing that addition of the elements in the first column, we get 0 here, 0 here, 0, because b minus c plus c minus a plus a minus b is clearly 0. C minus a plus a minus b plus b minus c is 0, and a minus b, b minus plus b minus c plus c minus a is also. The remaining 2 columns are as it is, unchanged, because the transformation is over C1. A minus b, b minus c, c minus c. Here clearly the first column elements all becomes zeros. Once all the elements of a column are zeros, the determinant value is clearly 0. Hence the value is 0. Hence the determinant value is clearly 0. Next problem. Next problem. This is also an important one. If A, B, C are in AP, arithmetic progression, then value of the determinant of x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus a, first row. The second row elements are x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus b, and third row elements are x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus. Then find the determinant x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus c, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus b, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus c. To evaluate the determinant, the given condition is the A, B, C are in A, B. So, A, B, C are in A, B. That implies and implied. 2B takes the value A plus. Once A, B, C are in A, B, A minus B or B minus A equal to C minus B. So, 2B takes the value A plus. Once A, B, C are in A, B, it implies and implied 2B equal to A plus C. Let it be this is 1. With the help of this relation, now we have to evaluate the determinant. Now consider x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus A, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus B, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus C. Let us consider R1, R2, R3. I will take row transformations here. Now, take R1 goes to R1 goes to R1 plus R3 minus 2R2. Take the transformation R1 plus R3. Add the elements of corresponding elements of first row and third row, and subtraction of second row elements multiplied by 2 from that summation. So that here we get x plus 1 plus x plus 3. Once you add these two, we get 2x plus 4 minus of, once you multiplied this element with 2, we get 2x plus 4. So, adding x plus 1, x plus 2. X plus 1, x plus 2 gives us 2x plus 4 minus of 2 into x plus 2, which gives us clearly 0 here. Similarly, adding these two, x plus 2 plus x plus 4 minus 2 into x plus 3, x plus 2, x plus 4, R1 plus R3 minus twice to the top the element in the second row. That gives us 2x plus 6 minus 2x minus 6. Hence, we get 0 here. Next. Oh, sorry. In the first row, this element is here. Similarly, these elements. Adding x plus A plus x plus C, row wise, minus twice to the top x plus B. That gives us 2x plus A plus C minus 2x minus 2B. 2x cancel. A plus C equal to 2B. So, it becomes 0. Hence, this element also becomes 0. So, the first row elements all become 0. And x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus B as it is, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus C as it is. Once you apply R1 goes to R1 plus R3. The first row elements are added to third row element, and from that summation you have to subtract twice to that of the elements of R3 or R2. You write all the resultants in the first row, that is the transformation here. So, x1, x plus x, 2x, 1 plus 3, 4, 2x plus 4, 2x plus 4 minus twice to that of R2 element, twice into x plus 2, which gives us 0. Similarly, the other one, from 1, From 1 it is clear, from 1. Because a plus c becomes 2b, it becomes 0. This element also becomes 0. So that the first row elements all becomes zeros. Hence the determinant is clearly 0. Hence this is clear. So if A, B, C are in AP, if A, B, C are in AP, then the given determinant is clearly 0. Here 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 is also in AP. You can observe it. Similarly, another problem. If A, B, C are pth, qth, orth terms respectively of a GP, terms of a GP respectively of a GP respectively, then find the determinant value. Log A P1, log B Q1, log C R1. Once A, B, C or pth, qth, orth terms of a GP respectively, then you have to find the determinant value. Log A P1, log B Q1, log C R1. This is also an important one. A, B, C are respectively pth, qth, orth terms of a GP. Let X be initial term, and Y is common ratio of GP. Let us suppose X be the initial term and Y be common ratio of GP. Then given A equal to pth term of GP having initial term as X and common ratio Y is AX Y power P minus 1. Tn equal to actually A R power n minus 1, where A is initial term and R be the common ratio. Here A is taken as X and Y as R. Nth term is A X Y n power X Y power n minus 1. So hence A is the pth term of GP is X Y power P minus 1. Similarly, B TQ, qth term is X Y power Q minus 1. C orth term X Y or minus 1. Pth qth orth terms of GPs. Now taking logarithms to ABC. Now log A is log of X into Y power P minus 1 is log X plus P minus 1 times 2 log Y. Power comes to the product once you take the logarithm. By properties of the logarithms, log of X into Y power P minus 1 is log X plus P minus 1 into log Y. That is log A. Similarly, log B to the base E, of course. Log X Y power Q minus 1 is log X plus Q minus 1 log y, and log c equal to log of x into y power or minus 1, logarithm of the auth term of gp, that is log x plus or minus 1 into log y. These are the log a, log b, log c. Now with the help of this log a, log b, log c, now we can able to evaluate the required determinant. Now the required determinant is, so determinant of log a p1, log b q1, log c or 1 equal to log a is log x plus p minus 1 into log y p1. I am replacing log a with log x plus p minus 1 into log y. Similarly, log b is log x plus q minus 1 into log y, and log c is log x plus or minus 1 into log y. This is q1, this is r1. Just replacing log a, log b, log c with log x plus p minus 1 log y, similarly other two. Now, by observing this determinant, the first column elements of are sum of two terms. Hence, you can express the determinant as sum of two determinants by the property of determinants. You can express that determinant as sum of two determinants, because column 1 elements can be expressed as sum of two terms. So, log x, p, q or 1, 1, 1 plus the other determinant is p minus 1 log y, q minus 1 log y or minus 1 log y, p, q or 1, 1, 1. This is not matrix, these are the determinants. Determinants means if it gives us fixed values. So, since the first column elements are each and every element is expressed as sum of two terms in terms of log x and log y, of course, you can split the total determinant as sum of two determinants. Now, in this first column, taking log x as common here, to evaluate this first determinant, taking log x from the first column, you get log x into 1, 1, 1, p, q or 1, 1, 1, because all the elements have common value as log x. Once you take that common value log x, you get the first column as 1, 1, 1 here, p, q or 1, 1 plus. Similarly here, you can take log y as common from the first column. Taking log y from the first column, you get p minus 1, q minus 1 or minus 1, p, q or 1, 1, 1 here. Clearly, these two columns are equal. C1, C3 are equal. Hence, the determinant is clearly 0. So, log x into 0. If two rows are equal, then the determinant value is 0. So, hence it is 0. Log y into here. I will take a simple transformation between column 2 and column 3. Write C2 as C2 minus C3. In this determinant, write C2 as C2 minus C3. So that the first column elements remain same here. The second column becomes C2 minus C3, that means P minus 1, Q minus 1 or minus 1, and the remaining third column is as it is. So that we can able to equate these two columns, column 1 and column 2 in this determinant. Hence, that also becomes 0. So, it becomes 0 plus log y into 0. Totally the determinant value is 0. This is the way of evaluation of the determinant based on the given condition. This is also one important problem for even objective examinations also. This is an important one. Okay. I will come up with certain problems related to determinants in the next class. Thank you.